It's a pretty pastry you can serve up for spring parties or just because. Decadent dough and sweet filling guaranteed to make your taste buds sing. Becky Low is here with her pineapple apricot rugelach. Becky, what is a rugelach?
Oh, that's a good question. Basically, you can call it a nice pastry. It's a pastry. It reminds me an awful lot. It's a Jewish pastry, and it's often found in Jewish bake shops. And it reminds me a lot of my mother's pie dough and how she would make cookies after the scraps from the pie dough. But it's just a very rich cream cheese and butter pastry with some filling in it.
And it sounds so good, and I had the exact same thought as I'm looking at your parchment paper, and I'm thinking, this takes me back to the days of my grandma where you would take the edges and make it kind of into something. It reminds me so much of it.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. Okay, how do we do this?
What we're using is just basic flour, and I said butter and cream cheese, and a little bit of sugar, and I've already done that, and so I'm just going to plop this dough out onto some parchment paper.
Okay.
Now at this point, it's kind of soft. In fact, it's too soft to really deal with. And here's a little tip. You know, we want to divide this up into fourths, and so I'm going to put part of that back in there, and maybe a bit too. And it says, the recipe says to roll it out on a floured surface. Well, here's a little tip. Put it down between two pieces of parchment paper.
Oh, I love this.
And
leave the flour in the bin.
Right.
Yes, this is 1,000 times less messy.
It is. Now, it still needs to be chilled in order for it to roll up, you know, into the crescents that we are going to make into our log. But this is just faster.
Just like a little cheating. Little cheat from Becky. I love it, Becky.
Okay, so that's what I have here. In fact, I like to chill these, and so I'm going to pull this one out that I have pre-rolled. Here it is. And we'll
you know, and this is pretty easy. I get so intimidated by pastries, but this doesn't look too bad.
Oh, no, this is so easy. You know, you don't have to cut it in. And here's another tip. You know, as you're pulling, once it's chilled, pull this off, okay, and then flip it upside down and pull off the other side.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Okay, so it just comes off much easier that way.
I love it.
Now we're ready for the filling. Now, we showed a picture of those really dark ones over there. They're not burnt. Those are raisins.
Oh, there you go.
Raisin filling,
they're not fried. These are actually intentionally this way. We're
going to make a pineapple one, which I really like. So basically what it is I have dried pineapple and golden raisins, and we're going to put just a little bit of water in this. We'll put some plastic wrap on it, microwave it for about 1 to 2 minutes until it's nice and soft.
Okay.
And to speed that up, here's the bowl already done.
So you're not using canned, you're actually kind of softening it just with the water.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Now you can see how much softer that looks, but we want just a little bit of sticking power with it too. So I'm going to put some apricot pineapple preserves in this.
So lots of fun fruity flavors in this.
And this is a little bit hard to spread. So to take care of that, we'll put it in the blender or the food processor and just
I love that part.
Until it's pureed like this.
Oh, look at that, just kind of gold and pretty.
All right, you put that on.
Oh, is it going all around?
Yep,
or where do I put this?
Clear across the whole thing. And this is about a 9-inch circle that you're doing. And while you're putting that on, and spread it right to the edges.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it supposed to take this whole bowl worth?
No,
or is it?
No, it's about a fourth to a third of the cup. So you have plenty on there.
So this is going to be really sweet.
It is. This is more the quantity that you want on it.
Okay.
But it's good.
Okay.
You know, it just means that more of it's going to run out.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, we're cutting it up into 12 pieces, 8 pieces if you want bigger ones. And we'll just kind of eyeball those. And
they're kind of fun, though, the small ones. They seem so delicate and pretty.
Yes, they're bites.
I love it.
They're bites.
It's like meant for it's like a petit four, right? For a tea party or something.
Okay, there's the pizza cutter. All right, now you can use one of mine. These are chilled, nice and chilled. Okay. And you want to start at the fat end of the wedge, roll it up.
Oh, wow, these are pretty easy to roll, too.
You know.
You just have to keep it in the fridge, right? And then you've got that.
You know, so if it warms up too much while you're rolling it around, then you just put it back in the fridge. Okay, next we want this nice and golden. So I'm going to just bring this over. Okay, there's a couple. And we have some egg wash that we're going to put on it. Egg wash is just simply some egg and some milk. Brush it on.
Is it the whole egg or is it just the yolk?
The whole egg and a tablespoon of milk. So basically it's a shell of milk.
I love it.
You're talking about your grandma and how she might have done it.
Right.
Okay, then we want it to be nice and golden and pretty on the top. So what we're using is either some nice coarse sugar that, actually I'm going to flip back over here. Okay, and we'll just sprinkle that sugar on it so that it bakes on. or shredded coconut. And the coconut toasts as it's baking, and it's just kind of a nice,
it's
you
so
want a flavor.
It really is so beautiful. I mean, you've got the sugar crystals that kind of give it some sparkle, or the coconut that gives it a little bit more substance in that coconut flavor, which you can't go wrong with.
Nope,
Becky, these are lovely. Thank you so much for bringing grandma to my heart today. It's so sweet. That was lovely.
Okay, thanks.
You can find Becky on our website. Go to studio5.ksl.com and click on the recipe button.